Welcome comrades to my first ever beginner guide video. This video aims to further improve your skills and strategy, and decision making for both off-game and in-game. Now, before we start, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to help my channel grow, and so that I can also improve my content for you to watch. Now without further ado, let us start with the video. First tip. Buy decent tanks. In order for you to know what is decent, you'll have to observe both enemy and friendly tanks, but more on enemy, on how good they perform. An example of this is whether or not you can outmaneuver or penetrate the enemy tank with your current tank. Second tip. Spend your lions/gold wisely. Spending these in-game currencies are a big help, especially if you're trying to grind your way up, so it's important for you to know which is needed to buy. Make sure to buy upgrades that can potentially help you in your battles, like MG ammunition, smoke, and artillery shell upgrades. Also, feel free to buy levels in order to level up your platoon quicker, but just know not to waste all your gold. Third tip. Use the right ammunition. Using the right ammunition can help you in skirmishes much more quickly. Use high explosive against lightly armored targets, and use high penetration ammunition against most targets. However, there is a con for the latter option. There is no explosive in it, so it won't go kaboom once it penetrates the target. You'll need to have knowledge where the crew are, the fuel tank, and most importantly, the ammunition, so you can have that satisfying kill sound. Fourth tip. Map knowledge. This skill is one of the most important skills you have to learn. Without this, you'd basically be a headless chicken wandering God knows where. The reason why this skill is so important is so that you won't keep dying and you'll get more kills. Map knowledge includes where the enemy might camp, might go, and might retreat to, and where you can camp, can go without getting ambushed, and where you can retreat to in case everything goes downhill. Fifth tip. Enemy tanks knowledge. This tip is basically knowing what tanks the enemy players are using. This tip is crucial since it can help you formulate strategies/tactics for each and every enemy. You'd know where to go first, you'd know how to exploit their tanks, and most importantly, you'd know how to survive when you encounter them. You can acquire this knowledge by simply tapping the player menu on the top of the screen. But remember, know not to waste all your time. Sixth tip. Know your tank's capabilities. You should know what the weaknesses of your tanks are, and how you should counter them. You should know if this tank is better off camping behind the team, or straight up rushing from one point to another. You'll learn this skill naturally after many battles, either from learning your teammates' mistakes or yours. Seventh tip. Don't rush or capture points alone. This is one way to die, especially if you're inexperienced with your tank. Even a lot of experienced players die just because of this simple mistake. The reasons why this mistake is very bad is obvious. First, you'd have no help when in case you get flanked. Second, you'd not be able to handle so much enemies at the same time. Third, you die early, resulting for your team getting more loses than wins. This mistake will become a skill for one exemption, however, if you know that the enemy is alone, and is incapable of damaging you. Just don't stay on the same spot though. Eighth tip. Use artillery strikes and air battles wisely. Know when artillery strikes are more important and effective. Don't strike someone who is moving, but rather someone who is either capturing a point, or is fighting your teammate, therefore being stationary. Also, use strikes on clumps of enemies so that you have a higher chance of hitting someone. Heck, you might even kill them. For air battles, make sure to protect your bomber teammate, especially if he's experienced on it. After all, you might just win that battle because of him. Also use bomber planes when necessary, like when the enemy is capturing the point. Just like in the case of strikes, use bombers against clusters of enemy tanks. Ninth tip. Tank upgrades. Make sure to know which tank upgrades are much needed from the other. Prioritize crew detection range, vitality, crew repair speed, and attack speed from the others. Now comrades, we are almost nearing the end of the video, so don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. I mean, I get your subs, you get constantly improved content from me, win-win. Before we head to our last tip, let us first hear our honorable tip. The controls and graphics setting. Use controls that you are most comfortable in. Use as many fingers as you want. Heck, you can even just use one. Pause. Use as many fingers as you want as long as you're comfortable with it. Also, use the graphic settings that won't keep making your phone heat up and lag. After all, your performance outweighs the quality of your graphics by a lot. Now, for the last and not the least, the 10th tip. Learn from your mistakes. We make mistakes all the time, and it's okay, as long as you're learning from it. You can't just keep repeating the same mistakes, can you? Always have an open mind from the suggestions of those around you, especially from yourself. After every battle, every death, evaluate yourself. What have I done wrong that I died that spectacularly bad? Oh, was it because I rushed without anyone on my back? Oh, was it because I used the wrong ammunition? Oh, was it because I just didn't care on whatever's happening? Those are the questions you should ask yourself every time you make a mistake. And no, you shouldn't just do that. You should also take steps on countering and stopping yourself from repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. Well, looks like that's it. I'll probably make another one of this video, so make sure to stay tuned. How? By smashing the subscribe button and that notification bell. Until next time, comrades. Bye.